There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session with us here at Sunrider. My name is Kathy Ranieses, and with me today is the lovely Dr. Marissa Torre. Hi, Doc. How are you doing today?
Hi, good afternoon, Kathy. I'm good. Nice to see you.
Kamusta? It's so nice to see you. I always have the most fun and informative talks pag kayo yung kachika ko. And today, we have a very interesting topic about we got
Yes.
your gut.
Yeah.
Um, alam niyo ba, Doc, bago ako nagsimula into my wellness journey,
Mm-hmm.
I never realized pala na itong mga nararamdaman ko na para sa akin normal na
Mm-hmm.
alam mo minsan gumagaral-gal yung tiyan or minsan
Yeah.
masakit parang
Mm-hmm.
feeling ko baka nasobrahan lang ako ng kinain. It's not normal pala.
Yes, oo. Kasi akala natin wala lang, ganun lang. But
Oo,
then,
na
yung
parang
pala may
kasama lang siya sa
underlying
buhay.
cause na. Oo. Yung pala dapat pinapansin sila kasi may mga serious effect later on. Oo. So,
Mm.
napakaganda. We have a very nice topic for today and I know the audience will be very happy to learn from both of us. I hope we can tell them more about gut health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Doc,
Mm-mm.
simulan na natin. So why
Okay.
why is gut health so important? Kasi for me,
Mhm.
pansin ko, pag ulo ko sumasakit,
Mhm.
nakaka-function pa ako. Alam mo
Mhm.
'yun, pag natalisod ako, okay pa naman. Pero pag sumakit yung tiyan ko,
Yeah.
wala
Mm-mm.
nangyayari sa buhay ko, hindi na ako makagalaw. So why is it that
Yes.
this is so important to take care
Mhm.
of?
Kasi ang gut natin, yung pinakang sentro, no? Yun yung pinakang center of everything. Kung disrupted ang gut, everything will malfunction, eh. Your brain, your heart, everything. So it's very important that we really focus on gut health. Kasi sabi nga nun, di ba, ni Hippocrates that all diseases begins in the gut. And ngayon ko talaga nare-realize in my practice na whatever disease na ma-encounter ko, I usually focus on gut health and almost always I'm halfway healed yung patient kapag nag-focus ako sa gut health nila. So yun lagi ang ini-start ko, giving them what they need and see to it that I know what's causing the problem. Like yung
Mm.
mga bloating, mga parang may reflux, o very common nowadays kasi nga yung GERD, di ba, yung gastroesophageal reflux. Ang nangyayari kasi, yung sphincter natin, yung lower part ng esophagus, may sphincter siya, parang may
Mm.
valvula doon, no? Yung
Oo.
ating muscle doon. That it closes and opens once the food is going in, no? So, sa stomach. And then, ang
Mm.
nangyayari ngayon, naglalak siya. So, most of
Mm.
the time, yung acid, tumataas din. And then you feel yung parang talaga nangasing, di ba? Most of the patients will tell you, there's really this acid going up, nakalala na heart attack na sila. Oo. So, yun pala is the laxity. And then this is due to, especially now, yung mga obese. Ang dami ngayon naging obese because of the pandemic,
Mm.
di ba? We're being
Oo.
always at home and then eating because of fear, nandun din yung eating na naging parang yun yung naging way nila to cope with fears. So
Mm.
ayun, so napaka-importante na we know how to handle the symptoms and also to cure the reflux, acid reflux.
Mm.
So we want to avoid giving them or we tell them to avoid like yung mga spicy foods, fried foods na
Mm.
usual triggers. So at the same
Mm.
time, upon eating, most of the times parang nagla-lie down sila. So yung content ng
Oo.
they tend to lie down kasi parang sarap magpahinga, di ba? So they
Oo,
tend to
napagod na
lie
sa
down.
kakakain.
Oo. Yung mga Pinoy, yung tipo way
Rest and
nila na
digest na pagkatapos, gano'n.
yes, oo. So, yun. So, nagiging ano rin na effect niya, nagre-reflux din. Na supposedly,
Mm.
dapat nakatayo ka lang, lakad-lakad ka lang after eating. But then,
Mm.
naglalax nga yung ano natin, yung sphincter doon. So, the more na tumataas yung acid natin. And then, sometimes nga, parang may nakastock up na food pa doon sa may esophagus natin. So, that's
Mm.
one thing na talagang ang hirap din i-manage. And yung iba,
Yeah.
nag-a-anxiety because of this. Kasi akala nga nila, it's heart attack na. Kasi sa chest nila nararamdaman yung parang burning
Kaya
sensation.
heartburn, oo, is part of
Oo,
that.
yung
But it's
heartburn. Oo.
really in the gut.
Yes, oo. So
Mm.
aside from this GERD, yeah, We also have ulcerative colitis, no? Yung
Is
sinasabi
that
nila
is
na,
that is that our common our ulcers?
well, mostly common
Different.
na rin ngayon because of our diet. Kasi nagkakaroon kasi nga tayo ng mga food intolerances, which is one of the causes din ng food
Mm,
intolerance or allergy to foods. No? So magkaiba rin kasi pag food intolerance, yung IgA natin tumataas. Kapag pag allergic reaction lang naman is IgE. And then
mm,
most of the time talaga yung mga patient, I advise them to do a test on the food intolerances kasi meron naman tayong testing na. So we can
yes.
figure out what to avoid.
Oo.
Nagkakaroon tayo ng elimination diet for that. Oo.
Mm.
So it's very nice to have those testing na rin for them, which is
Mm.
quite expensive nga lang.
It's
Pero at
it's
least,
expensive pero usually 'di ba the common culprits naman for food
yes.
intolerances are usual
Mm-mm.
yung mga breakfast items natin 'di ba? Like
Yes, oo.
dairy,
Dairy.
barley,
Mm-mm.
eggs, lahat ng masasarap. Yun yung
Yes.
intolerant tayo.
Kawawa talaga.
Mm.
Oo, pag nag-elimination diet nga sabihin patient, "Dok, ano ba yan? Wala na akong kakainin."
Totoo.
Oo.
I did that din before. Parang feeling ko kawawang-kawawa ako kasi parang wala na akong makain.
Deprived na deprived, no?
Oo,
Yeah,
hindi.
so,
Pero I think it's also ano din eh, it was a good lesson in learning na usually pala yung mga pinaka-kine-crave ng katawan natin, yun pala talaga yung mga bawal. So our
mm.
body pala has this natural ano na 'di ba? Parang
Yes.
pagbawal ka sa taba, sa ano hinahanap mo
Mm.
bacon, ham, gano'n. Nakakaloka, no?
Yeah,
Doc,
that's really,
what about leaky gut naman? Leaky
oo.
gut is also sobrang common sa atin na hindi
Yes,
natin
oo.
alam.
Yeah, oo. Sa leaky gut kasi ano nangyayari nga, 'di ba we have this very kasi single layer lang yung ating
Mm,
cells sa digestive tract. So, there's a tight junction na tinatawag natin. Na yun yung protina na parang nag-gel on its
mm,
cell layer, cell natin. Every cell, tina-tight junction yun na gano'n, magkakatabi. But
yeah.
then we have this gram-negative bacteria, sabi natin parang pathogenic yung bacteria na yan, na they
Mm,
have dung lipoprotein LPS, no?
mhm,
Lipopolysaccharide, na yun yung ano nila na nag-destroy nung tight junction. So pagpasok nila sa bloodstream natin, kasi nga nag-create na sila ng hole, yung nagkakaroon ng sonulin, nagiging active yung sonulin, nag-create sila ng hole dun sa ating gut. And then pag nagkaroon ng hole, papasok na lahat yung mga dapat hindi pumasok na parang wild proteins na tinatawag natin na hindi siya digested na proteins. So pag pumasok sa bloodstream, eto na, naka-watch out na si immune system na parang lagi na silang on the lookout, tumataas ang lahat
mm,
ng inflammatory markers and the body sense na parang meron kang mild septicemia, yung talagang parang blood poisoning na doon. So
mm,
imagine if you have eaten mga things na hindi mo na-digest well and you have these holes, pupunta sa bloodstreams and magsisignal na doon sa immune system mo na, ay, something is bad, may nangyayari dito, something is foreign. So yung immune
mm,
system mo will be on the lookout parate. And what happens to your immune system? Magwi-weaken siya kasi lagi siyang on the lookout. And then what the body will then sense na meron talagang ongoing inflammation that it will be going on and on. Yung pala may section lang na halimbawa inflamed. After some time, kung hindi mo na-address to at you are keeping na ini-stress mo pa rin siya with those foods na nakaka-stress sa body mo, it will go on to other sections of your intestine na magiging inflamed din siya. So, for example, it lasts for 3 to 5 days na parang inflamed ka. But then
mm,
it can last pala for more than 2 weeks na inflamed ka. So imagine, kung kumain ka paulit-ulit ng gano'n na kinakain mo, which causes that hole, yung sira
mm,
dun sa lining, then it will be a forever problem. And then what happens then, it will be affecting your immune system, it will be affecting your brain, kaya nagkakaroon ng mga parang foggy brain or
mm,
memory gaps. And then
mm,
sa sinuses naman, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga allergic rhinitis. Sa bones, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga pains, inflammatory processes like pwedeng arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Sa
mm.
heart, nagkakaroon din ng... So almost all organs are affected kasi nga, we are taken as a whole. Hindi natin china-chop-chop yung body natin.
Correct.
So whatever's happening in the gut, it will be reflected onto the different organs. Oo, ganun siya katindi. And then, chronic diseases will now flare up katulad ng mga heart disease, mga rheumatoid arthritis nga, even cancer and autoimmune diseases due to that leaky gut. Mm-mm.
So
So
Doc,
to avoid, yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
hearing
please.
from you, Doc, is really pagdating sa gut natin,
Mm-mm.
talagang this is parang a big portion of our health na depending
Mm-hmm.
on how we take care of it and how we treat it.
Yes.
That
Mm-hmm.
also determines, no, parang how
Mm-mm.
healthy we are in the
Yeah.
long run. So just the
Mm-mm.
example of leaky gut and kung ano nangyayari pag
Mm-hmm.
nagkaka-leaky gut tayo, na
Yes.
food debris goes into our bloodstream, goes into our system, that
Mm-hmm.
causes inflammation,
Mm-mm.
and then the long-term inflammation can turn into chronic disease,
Chronic
tama ba?
diseases.
Which
Yes,
is
tama.
why we
Mm-mm.
really need to be aware of
Mm-hmm.
what is
Yes. Mm-mm.
happening to our gut, tama ba?
Mm-mm. Tama. And
Galing.
then it's because nga yung ating microbiome, ito yung para ecological population ng good bacteria na meron tayo dito. Imagine, yung pala tayo, we have trillions, no? 100 trillions of that microorganism inside us. So
Mm.
parang we are more of a microorganism rather than human cells, no? So ganun sila
Mm.
karami. And then we are not taking good care of the microbiome kasi what we do are poor yung diet unang-una. So kung poor yung diet mo, yung nourishment nila, kung whatever we're eating, they're also eating it eh. Yun din yung
Oo.
parang food nila, no? So if we're eating bad foods, then ano kakainin nila? Di ba? And then
Yeah.
yung bad foods natin, and then yun din pollutants, the chemicals around us, yung mga Roundup, mga, di ba, yung mga glyphosates in the, sa food industry. So parang we're all bombarded by these
Oo.
toxicities, chemicals, and then also, yun din mga nilalagay natin on our face, on our skin, yung mga shampoo,
Yeah.
conditioner, soap, and then everything that we put, hair dyes, this can all
Mm.
disrupt the microbiome. So, nasa-sense nila lahat yun. So, na-stress
Yeah.
sila lahat sa ginagawa natin. And then,
Oo.
eventually, there will be an imbalance of the good and the bad bacteria. So, there will be gut dysbiosis na tinatawag natin, that there will be proliferation of the bad ones over the good
Mm.
ones, no?
Mm.
And then, so, kung ganyan na, lalo na tayong magkakasakit, no? Eventually, because sinira na natin yung ayan yung immune system natin. And that's a very good connection din to the brain. Yung gut, di ba? We have that
Our
second
gut
gut,
brain,
oo.
yeah.
The
Our
gut
our
and the
our, our
brain
gut brain
axis.
connection,
Oo.
yeah.
Yes. So, napaka-importante. Kaya ngayon, ang dami may Parkinson's, ang dami may Alzheimer's, because of the
Totoo.
disrupted gut. Oo. So, once we go back to repairing the gut, then we'll be better, we'll be healthier. Yun yung
Mm.
talagang point doon na we don't
Oo.
neglect it. And then, we also have some good products, by the way, that we know
Yeah.
can help, no? We have the
So,
Vitadophilus, yeah, which is
yeah. So,
also,
so
yeah.
Doc, before we get into our products, I actually wanted to ask:
Yeah.
Are there any, like, if I were, if I wanted to be practical about
Mm-hmm.
about taking care of my gut, um,
Yes.
I think it was also Hippocrates who said, diba, that medicine, let food be thy medicine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
in terms of food, Doc,
Food. Yeah.
since syempre yan ang ano natin, diba? Like that's the
Yes.
information that we put
Yeah.
into our body.
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend
Yeah.
that we eat more of para maalagaan
Mm-hmm.
naman natin yung gut natin?
Yes, that's a very nice question. Well, when it comes to food, we really have to stick on, sana kung kaya, organic,
Mm.
non-GMO, no? Kasi less yung mga toxicities ng mga organic foods and then non-GMO. And then whole foods, we really have to go to whole foods. Wala tayong nakapacked or naka-plastic because they are all parang junk na rin. Parang
Oo.
food-like lang, no? Not the real food. So we have to
Mm-mm.
feed in real food dun sa microbiome natin. And then we can go into mga fermented foods which are very good for the gut dun sa
Yeah.
microbiome kasi they love
Mga
fermented food.
kimchi,
So we
ganon.
give, kasi kailangan yung microbiome natin has diversity, meaning marami iba't ibang uri. So what we have to eat then are diverse, yun din yung food choices natin. Kinakailangan, hindi tayo pwedeng in the morning laging itlog o kaya laging tawag dito, oatmeal. It has to have a variety so that we can
Mm.
get different ano rin, no? Yung diversity rin ng ating microbiome, mag-i-improve at the process. So, ayun pa
Mm.
rin. So, we really have to eat more. Pwede yung mga miso, yung mga tofu, yung
Oo.
mga fermented na sauerkraut, or mga, siguro yung mga, ano lang natin, atsara, in Tagalog,
Mm.
di ba? Yung mga ganyan na fermented. Mas maganda
Oo.
yon para mas madami tayong magandang microbiome. Oo. And then we have to avoid gluten, which is really very bad for our digestive system. Gluten and then dairy products. Oo, that's
What
really
what does
very.
gluten and dairy products, what do they do to
Mm-mm.
our gut, Doc? Ba't sila
Ah,
sinabing
oo.
masama?
Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, di ba, mostly ang wheat ang mataas yung ano natin na nagiging trigger sa pagkakaroon ng mga irritable bowel, leaky gut. Because the wheat nowadays have been GMO na rin. They have mixed, parang mayroong isang weed na minix na doon sa wheat na it causes
Mm.
disruption na parang genetically engineered na rin nila, that we are reacting so much to it, that triggers a lot of people being obese, diabetic, especially diabetes. Ang taas na talaga na rate of diabetes. Even in young generation, ang taas na rin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Doc, what I'm hearing from you actually
Mm-hmm.
is when it comes to eating, I think kasi
Mm-hmm.
tayo mga Pinoy, guilty tayo na lahat ng kinakain natin isa lang kulay. 'Di ba? It's
Oo.
all brown.
Yes. Mm. We have to have
Mapa-adobo,
different
kaldereta.
colors.
Yeah, iisa lang yung kulay na nakasanayan nating kainin. Tapos medyo allergic pa
Mm-mm.
tayo sa gulay. So what I'm hearing from you
Yes.
is really to be able to eat all the colors of the rainbow and to add that into our
Yes.
diet instead of just
Mm-hmm.
the color brown dahil sa
Mm-mm.
ulam and the color white
Yeah.
dahil sa kanin.
Sa kanin. Yeah. Oo, kasi kailangan talagang very colorful yung plate natin with all the colors
Mm.
and vegetables and fruits. Oo. At saka, eat what is in season. Kasi pag in season siya, wala masyadong mga pesticides, wala masyadong mga nilalagay-lagay na sa ano. Like papaya, hindi katulad ng iba
Mm.
na apple is imported pa, so they spray a lot
Oo.
of ano rin, fungicide, di ba, yung mga
Mm.
herbicides. Mm-mm.
That makes sense. Oo nga.
Yeah.
So Doc,
Mm-mm.
in terms of course, with fixing our diet, I think that's dun
Mm-mm.
talaga. If you want to fix our gut, we really need
Mm-mm.
to be more aware kung ano yung
Mm-hmm.
kinakain natin
Yeah.
because nga food
Mm-mm.
is information. And then of
Yes.
course, we also have supplementation, which
Mm-hmm.
is where I think our wonderful Sunrider products come in. And I also
Yes.
want to say, 'di ba, na so it's called supplementation for a reason. Hindi tayo pwedeng umasa na pag uminom lang tayo ng uminom nito pero hindi
Yeah.
natin binago yung diet natin,
Mm-mm.
mag-e-expect tayo na may magbabago sa buhay natin.
The same pa rin, oo. Kasi kahit ang
Same.
supplementation mo, if you're still eating the bad foods, parang naneligate lang yung effect ng supplementations.
Exactly. So parang sayang lang, Doc, no? So what I love with Sunrider is we really have products that are meant
Yeah.
to take care of our gut health. And you
Mm-mm.
mentioned kanina, Doc, yung favorite ko si Vitadophilus.
Yes. I know
Um,
it's your favorite.
Love that. Kasi it's a probiotic, pero hindi siya maasim. Kasi
Mm-mm.
pag in-expect mo probiotic, in-expect mo maasim. Ito hindi eh. Like lasang
Mm-mm.
apples. So nung na-try ko
Apple.
siya, takang-taka ako. Paano? Wala namang asim to. So paano yung probiotic? Di ba probiotic maasim? Pero hindi
Mm-mm.
naman. So kahit
Yeah.
bata, nagugustuhan
Mm-mm.
siya.
Yes, oo. They have a very good technology that they're able to parang wrap it up with the apple pectin, no? Kaya yung
Yes.
flavor. And then they preserve the probiotic inside na it
Mm-mm.
cannot be destroyed by our gut acid, stomach acid.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
And
So
for
better
me,
yung absorption. Mhm.
yeah, and it's perfect for people then who suffer with constipation. Eh, constipation, napaka-common sa atin dito
Yes.
yan. Ay, Doc,
Guilty ba?
could you explain kung bakit hindi dapat tayo constipated? What happens to
Mm-mm.
all the
Yeah.
toxins that are supposed to go out na namamahay
Yeah.
ng ilang araw?
Mm-mm. Kasi with the problem with constipation, I call it an auto-intoxication. Meaning to say, we ourselves is poisoning our body with toxins coming from the waste. Kasi it's waste na nga eh. So mostly bacteria, waste products na that we really have to let it go. And then the
Mm-mm.
problem is the peristaltic movement, no, nawawala. Kasi nga,
Mm-mm.
sedentary lifestyle is one. And the second is dehydration. Most of us don't drink water as it should be. Ano, dapat mga 3 liters or 2.5 liters a day. But
Mm-mm.
then parang konti-konti, and most of the people I know, they don't want to drink water kasi walang lasa. No? They
Oo.
want something na may flavor. They've been used to
Oo.
those may mga
Soft drinks.
flavor.
Oo.
Yeah, so also advise
Juice.
them to put pwedeng lemon or pwedeng slices of apple or
Mm.
some other veggies or fruits. Oo.
Mm-mm.
And then, or they can put mint. Di ba? Masarap yung
Mm-mm.
mint. Yeah. And then, also constipated kasi maaaring kulang din sa fibers. Oo. Kasi ang fibers napaka-importante. Yun din yung,
Yeah.
ang fibers, ang prebiotic, doon nagagaling yung food ng probiotic natin. So, we have to have more fibers. Especially if you are diabetic, mas kailangan yung fibers to absorb the sugar para hindi na maintain the blood circulation yung sugar natin.
Yeah.
And the fiber really has a lot of good benefits. Kasi diyan din nagsisimula yung production ng mga short chain fatty acids at tinatawag
Yeah.
natin that regulates yung ating appetite, regulates your immune system, everything, the metabolism. No? So
Mm-mm.
it's very important that we really have to have a good bowel movement. So at least once a day, kung hindi talaga, you have to give some laxative na natural. We have some
Yeah.
natural laxative like drinking. I usually suggest patients to drink prune juice with
Mm.
melted butter. Napaka-effective naman if you
Ah,
have constipation. Yeah. And then also our product that's assimilate can
yeah.
help also with bloating and gas pains and
Yeah.
everything.
So with
The
assimilate
absorption.
kasi it helps whatever is in your, it helps break down, 'di ba?
Yes.
Whatever food it is that you ate, para
Mm-mm.
yon kung feeling mo medyo napasobra yung kinain mo or
Mm-mm.
medyo
Mm-mm.
oily or ano, and then you feel it needs to be digested right away,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
assimilate talaga. So and it also yun nga, it
Yes.
should also help with moving things along because yun nga, if
Mm-mm.
you're constipated, it stays in your intestines to be
Yes.
reabsorbed ulit by the body. So
Mm-mm.
isipin niyo yun yung
Mm-mm.
umiikot sa katawan natin.
Yeah,
Mm.
it can ano, nagkaka-headache most of the time. You have back pains or you are
Ah,
very moody.
oo.
Yan, may o nag-allergy. Ang daming symptoms
Oo.
na related to constipation. And one thing more pala, pwede ka
Mhm.
rin, you have parasites, that's why you are constipated. So we have to look into
Hmm,
din yung role ng parasites sa body natin, which is talagang isang pest din sa katawan natin if we have these parasites. So you have
correct.
naman parasites, if you have a low digestive acid, yung hydrochloric acid, they
Mm-mm.
tend to produce, to have more. Yung parang sa house mo, if you're not cleaning it well, andyan yung mga pests. Ganon din sa
Mm.
stomach natin, digestive system natin. If there's no acid,
Interesting.
if you lack acid, then there will be more bugs in there. Oo.
Na nanggugulo.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
That is so
So, yun.
interesting. So I guess
Yeah.
that's another thing that you need to look into if you are again like
Mm-mm,
taking care of your gut. It's really about looking no for the root
mm-mm.
cause and changing it with lifestyle. Kaya habang kaya
Yes.
pa, let's
Mm-mm.
shift our lifestyle and just make better choices. So thank
Yes.
you, Doc Marissa, for this session.
Welcome.
I learned so much from you and to everybody
Welcome.
else. If you are interested with the Sunrider products that we mentioned, Assimilate
Yeah.
and Vitadophilus, please contact your Sunrider, either Sunrider Philippines or comment
Mhm.
below, and our Sunrider representatives will get in touch with you. So I hope that
Okay.
everybody enjoyed this session. I did for sure. Thank you so much for your time, Doc, and we will see you guys again next
Welcome.
time.
Okay.